Hello everyone, my name is Zane. Welcome to my hobby YouTube channel In Brief Book Reviews. So today I'm going to talk to you about a book I read about 13, 14 months ago called Relentless by Tim S. Grover. Tim S. Grover is on this book Shari Wenk, and this book is about the training methods, the psychological side of what Tim is trying to present to what he does for his athletes, and how people can kind of get an insight into what he does. Now, for those of you that do not know who Tim Grover is, Tim Grover was Michael Jordan's personal trainer. Okay, he also trained Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, and other basketball stars such as, I think it's Dwayne Wade and Charles Barkley. So okay, I want to say so much about this book, but again I want to try and keep it in brief. So at the start, he talks about his parents' influence on him as a child. You know, they go to America. Tim would be Tim S. Grover. The S stands for sing. So he would have been coming from Asia, India. He lived in, I think it was Chicago or someplace like that, growing up as a kid. And he basically, had to go and do certain stuff with his father. Jobs that were kind of degrading, but like the lower class jobs that but he asked his father why did he have to do this, and his father's response was simply, sometimes you have to do the jobs and do the stuff that you don't want to do, or the people don't want to do, in order for you to get where you want to get, or get to the next stage. So that sets the tone straight away for who he was going to become as he got older, the mindset. And he gives thanks at the very start to his parents for helping him develop that relentless mindset. So without spoiling over too many people and that going into the book, he basically talks about kind of three things, and that a category of three things from an athlete's point of view, to certain levels that you would be at. So he talks about a cooler, okay, a closer and a cleaner. So a cooler would be good, a closer would be great, and a cleaner would be unstoppable. Okay, so when you talk about unstoppable, you talk about Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, these type of guys, Larry Bird, these type of guys, and that, and he trained them all, so Kobe Bryant says, at the start on the book, he says, Tim Grover knows more than anyone about the mental side of sports. This book is a blueprint for discovering what you are capable of achieving, getting results you never imagined you had, and reaching a high success, and then going even further. So that kind of, when you see that kind of, so I want to get into this book and see what this is all about, because we know how Kobe Bryant, how good he was as a player, and how magnificent Michael Jordan was. Possibly you'd look at the two greatest players of all time there in basketball. So yeah, so he gives certain examples of the mentality, the sports psychological aspect of when you're down, and how you overturn it. There's a couple of negative reviews I read online about this, but I think a lot of people, when they buy books, they think that the guy is gonna tell you everything about his business side. He runs a business, he runs a business, so he's not going to tell everyone about certain aspects of the bodies and all that kind of stuff, and the psychological stuff. He just gives you a blueprint, as Kobe said at the front, that you have an understanding of the levels of athletes, the mindset. And I think one of the perfect examples within the book was, Kobe Bryant was in a match, he gets injured, something to do with his leg or something, and that, and he's basically limping. So if you are, say, like a closer, or a cooler, you might just pass the ball. He gets a free throw, but you might pass it. If you're a cooler or a closer, you might pass it. But if you're a cleaner, someone who's just like gets the job done, the absolute pro, you'd step up regardless of your injury and just go for it. You know, you'd have that confidence, that courage to take it without feeling that, you know, you are being greedy by being injured and still taking it when you could have gave it to one of your friends. It's that type of stuff, you know. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for too many people and that, you know. The book is around about 240 pages, and then you get a little bit extra at the end. So yeah, I mean, it's got really good reviews. It got a lot of feedback by people from like Michael Jordan, Pat Riley, Dwayne Wade, and Charles Barkley. The book was released, I think, in March 2014, and it was under Scribner. I think I have that pronounced that right, Scribner. And yeah, so Tim was based in Chicago. Was based in Chicago. One of the stories was how he started off. Was he, you know, he went to Chicago, he sent out emails or personal letters to Chicago players. And there was 15 all in all, and the only one that he didn't write to was Michael Jordan, because it was in awe at Michael Jordan, you know, like, what's the point, like, and try to train this man's phenomenal. So he wrote to the other 14, but none of them replied. And if any has seen the documentary The Last Dance, I think it was on Netflix, you would have known Michael's mentality, who he is. He's a born winner, you know, like, and he probably might see that as a personal challenge, like, hang on, this guy, who's this guy? He's given these people which call it calling cards and that, you know, but he's left me out. Who does he think he is? So he gives him up and says, listen, he gives him a ring and says, you got 1 month to prove yourself. You can get me a better player, or I'll take you on. And that's where the legend begins. So I just wanted to give this review for the book. I thought it was a fantastic book, I really did. I know I say that about all of them, but I'm trying to do book reviews for books that I really like, and that will encourage people in their lives, you know, and books that are worthy of giving reviews to. So yeah, so it's a solid book, and I really enjoyed reading it. That's my book review for today, people. I hope you're having a wonderful start of the week today, and I hope everything goes well for you for the rest of the week. Take care, all the best.